Can't hide nothing no more. You hear me? Can't hide nothing no more. Yeah, if you don't want it in the, if you don't want it known, you don't want it in the open. You better go out in the woods somewhere and make sure there ain't no surveillance cameras out there. You hear me? Can't we in a world where we can't do nothing no more. You hear me? And pretty much anything we do, you know, you gotta be mindful and aware of what you do, when you do, whatever you do, cause if whatever we do get in the wrong hands of the wrong people, ain't no telling how it may be used against you. You hear me? In a court of law of justice, or in the court of law, according to the code of the streets. You hear me? You know. I say that cause everything we're in a time in an era where everything is pretty much in the open. Ain't nothing or nobody in the closet no more. And it ain't no limit. Depending on what we like and what's our desires. You hear me? What's our fantasies, so forth and so on. Ain't no telling, what we may see when we see anything that we see. In a time like this right now in the world we living in. But if it's in the open for the world to see, thanks to the internet, we'll be able to see it. We can get a glimpse of the internet. The internet provide us the opportunity, to pay attention to what we seeing in ways that we never had before, beyond entertainment. We get to get a glimpse of who people really are. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. And what you see depend on how you see. What you see depend on how you see. And that's gonna depend on how you see, depend on what state or what place or perception you seeing from. What perception are you seeing from? And then that's gonna have a lot to do with how we choose. Where we see from dictate how we choose. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. How we choose has something to do with what we allow. How we allow what we see affect us. If not at all. If you don't listen, you will miss it. You hear me? I just came through on this Wednesday night, to see if we still sharp. You hear me? To see if we still stand on point on our square. You hear me? On top of ourselves, doing whatever we gotta do to stay above the cloud. Strength to those who need it. You hear me? And inspiration to those who need it, motivation to those who need it. Everybody not us, and everybody not like us, And what I mean by that is everybody not self-motivated to be motivated. Everybody not self-inspired to be inspired. Everybody not self-strengthened to be a source of strength, and that's okay. You hear me? That's okay. But because you can get there, it take discipline, it take consistency, it take time, it take effort, it take energy, But if that ain't a place that you at, you can get there, Because it take you. That's all it take. It take you to do it. Feel good for no reason at all. Whatever it take for you to feel good for no reason at all, make that your reason. You hear me? And lead by example, not just by words. I encourage us to be a positive example to somebody, because people watching. People watching us when we think people ain't paying attention. and if you know, you know. I ain't gonna even go into that. But people watching us when we think nobody paying attention at all. You hear me? Even when you're in your house by yourself. So lead by example, not just words, Who Who are you when nobody watching? See? Lead by example, not just by words. You have to put the reason behind it. Whatever your it gonna be, you have to put the reason behind it. You hear me? You know, all we have cause we get to pick and choose. You know, we get to pick and choose, man. Our life could be our life could be a compliment to us or for us, or our life could be a complaint. Pick and choose. What side you want to be on? What side you prefer? You know, and what's so crazy about that? What I just saw in my mind, depending on what side we choose. On one side, some things may have to change. You know, we may have to give up something, sacrifice something. You know, and on the other side, you ain't gotta do nothing at all. just stay the same. You ain't gotta do nothing at all. What side would you prefer? Yeah, I ain't use that light thing, man, cause I ain't like that light thing. So I think this way of recording is a lot better than that light. You know, I hope I'm clear enough, I'm loud enough. You know, but yeah, you know, we're in a place where we got to deal with the things that hurt us now. Now is the time that we in a place where we got to deal with the things now, because we didn't deal with them when it occurred. Now we're in a place where we got to deal with the hurt, the things that hurt us now, not later, now, because we ain't deal with the things that hurt us when they hurt us. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with myself, and this is very important. This is very important. This is very important because we got better things to experience. I got better things to experience. I know you got better things to experience. And if I'm sitting here being used as a channel, as a medium, you know, as a messenger, as a sage, you know, as a participant, however y'all see me as, you know, allow what's coming through me to get to you, to come through me to get to you. You hear me? You know, I don't know what else it's gonna take, cause beyond me playing the part that I'm playing, I can't do it for you. It's some things that we're gonna have to do for ourselves, no matter how much help we get along the way. You hear me? Because we got better things to experience. You heard? Yeah, we gotta choose better ways of how we feel. We gotta choose better ways of how we see. We gotta choose better ways of the things that we do. We gotta choose better ways that we treat one another. It's important, man. We're in dark times. The only light beyond what the sun provides us, the only light on the planet is the light that those of us who bring a light on the planet to it. You hear me? Beyond that, ain't no light on the planet. I'm gonna say it again. The only light on the planet beyond what light, source of light the sun do provide to us, is the light that those of us who carry light bring it on the planet. Outside of us, the world full of darkness. You hear me? You know? That's why I say things like, if we knew how to work together, it would never be a state of emergency. It would never be, because it would never be an emergency. You know? So emergency situations tell us, show us, are the evidence of the type of polar forces that we are dealing with You know, that'll give us the opportunity to govern ourselves. You know, in higher ways, or destroy ourselves by not knowing how. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. You know, but I ain't come through to stay long. But I will say this: you never know how much light a person brings into your room until it's no longer there. Now, I use the word room as a metaphor. Your room could be anything. A room could be anything that allows entrance into your world. You know, and when I was growing up, my mama told me, you know, anytime my mama left the house and she left us, me and my siblings at the house by ourselves, she told us, you know, don't allow nobody in her house. Nobody was allowed in my mama's house when she went home. You don't allow nobody in mama's house when she not home. You know, so it's certain lessons that when we get older, we carry those lessons and we learn how to govern ourselves by those lessons, and we learn a lot, and we learn that a lot of those lessons that we was taught to govern ourselves in the external realm, in the physical world, in the material world, you know, had way more higher, abstract, unseen, and spiritual meanings, you know, and we begin to be grateful and appreciative, you know, and take it as an honor, you know, for having those in our lives that was able to teach us and instill in us the things that they did. You hear me? I say that to say salute to the ancestors. You hear me? Salute to the ancestral spirits. Salute to those that came before us, and we are the evidence of. You hear me? Word up. You know, if it's a problem, it's a solution. No matter how heavy it get, no matter how hard it seems. You hear me? Keep building, keep growing, keep digging deep, keep doing the shadow work. You know, keep self-improving. You know, any improvement beyond the moment you in right at this moment is improvement worth accomplishing. I'm gonna say it again. Any improvement beyond this moment right now that you listening to me right at this moment is improvement worth accomplishing. You hear me? So don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You know. And as I said earlier, stay aware of the distractions. A lot of distractions going on. Social media, all type of things, politics. It's all kind of distractions going on. You know, it's important to stay on our spiritual business. You hear me? You know, stay on top of our spiritual business. I love y'all. Salute to the new subscribers. Salute to the Cosmic Continent family and Soul Tribe. You hear me? It's an honor to come through and politic with y'all, you know, and allow me to be, you know, the source that I be, who I be it to. Karmic contracts are closing out, so we're gonna see a lot of things. You know, the rest of what we would call what we would consider 2024 is October. So yeah, so y'all know it get funny, it get funky. The closer we get to Halloween, you hear me? Halloween Eve, you know, Samhain. And so, you know, as these karmic contracts close out, you know, stay on point. As these generational curses are transmuted, you know, healed and transmuted, stay on point, man. You know. I love y'all. My name is Sawu. Peace.